All right, it's Father's Day. What a fucking joke. Yeah, what a blatant in your face, here's the programming we got you on. There's 365 days in this motherfucker, and one of them's for dads. It's retarded, man. Yeah, so it's just blatant. It's in your face. The cognitive dissonance it takes. People, we got a chance. We get a chance to wake up, to fucking take back control of our senses, right? So a few weeks ago, or probably a couple months ago, I started losing my appetite. Now, I've been on this journey of fasting for several years now. And, for the past couple years, I've really felt strongly that, we probably don't eat food. And then just in the past year, it's really, it's become very apparent. So it's all, it's all the programming in my head. So I lost my appetite like 6 weeks ago. And I had told my son, I was like, Brandon, I just noticed, that every time I eat, it's out of anxiety. You know what I mean? It's like, because I think I have to eat because it's part of my, it's just weird, man. This programming is very weird. It's robotic. You know what I mean? When you sit and observe yourself and you go, well, why am I eating? And you realize it's because of anxiety, then you need to fix that. You know what I mean? You don't just continue to go, oh, well, fuck. So it's all about just stopping the insanity, right? It's all about just stopping the things, it's stopping doing these robotic things, these daily robotic things. They literally pushed and they push this food in your face, and it's a joke, guys. We're not supposed to be eating, period. We're not supposed to be eating. It's aging you. When you eat, it's aging you. You are putting toxins into your body. Which creates mucus. Your body fights whatever, anything you put in your mouth, your body is fighting. It's creating mucus to push out, to work through your body and get out. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then think about this one. When you eat, this one's a pretty wild one. When you eat cooked food, so anything that's alive in this world is, in this 3D hellhole, is negatively charged. Anything that's dead is positively charged. So when you, wait, check this one out. When you consume cooked food, it is positively charged. So when it enters you, it is being electrically, magnetically charged to your fucking body. That's crazy, man. So we got, it's just, we weren't meant to consume, guys. They've got us on a circle. So, my whole path has been to reduce and minimize all this horse shit, all this superfluous shit, right? All this extra shit, all this unnecessary shit, all this burden that they saddle you with. As soon as you're born, they saddle you with this burden of, okay, you better start figuring things out. You better figure out how to get around your parents' anger. You better figure out how to get around the fact that your body does not want to consume these nasty processed foods that your parents are trying to shove in your face, but yet they tell you they love you. Your parents are, so your spirit is whole in your body at that moment, but your body it's such a state that it relies on that adult that brought it into this world. And, these parents ridiculously selfishly bring these children into this world. into this hellhole. They haven't even figured this fucking piece of shit hellhole out yet, and they're bringing kids into the world. I mean, that is the most unbelievable fucking thing when you really see. And like, to hear me say that probably sounds fucking nuts, but to think of somebody bringing a child, another being into this world on purpose is absolutely disgusting to me now. Now that I've had time to sit back and get away from this world and get away from the pressures of this society and everything, and reassess and see what's going on, it's blatantly obvious how sick and disgusting of a society and environment we have created for ourselves, guys. You know, and it starts at birth, and, you know, it's absolutely disgusting. You know, they got, you know, Father's Day. We do deserve one day. You know, we as fathers do deserve one day, because what do we do? Most of us as fathers, what have we done for our children? We allowed the state to fingerprint or footprint and handprint our children as soon as they're born, assign a number to them, right? Assign it, we give them a name. So we immediately put them in boxes. We just start putting them in boxes, right? Immediately. But we don't even stop there. Then we agree with the state, and we let the state, you know, do their mandatory vaccination schedules, right? Pump these mandatory toxins into our children. And then what do we do? And then, you know, this is by the age of 1. And then, you know, and then most of these fucking women don't want to fucking breastfeed. You know, they're experiencing all kinds of pains, probably from all the fucking chemicals they consume all the fucking time. So they don't even breastfeed. They get put on these chemical bottled milks, and then, you know, eventually they get put on these fucking little baby food jars and shit. All this fucking chemical processed shit. Start giving them McDonald's and shit and laugh. We all think it's funny when they eat this shit, when they get all cracked out on fucking candy as a kid for the first time. And they're like, eh. You know, you see those fucking videos on YouTube when they take soda for the first time. They're like, ah. You know, it's absolutely disgusting. That's child abuse, guys. And what we do, that's what I'm trying to say. We normalize it as a society. So what the problem is, when we give up our authority, we're giving up all truth, reality, and fact that we have a grasp on. And we have now allowed all the superfluous bullshit to come into our lives and enter our arena, or energy arena, right? So now we are dealt with, you know, in any given moment, especially if you're out in a group, like a big group out in public in society, and you are surrounded with situations where if you were able to take care of each one of these situations, they would have to be handled like serious things, right? But because we live at that such fast a pace, that what I'm trying to say is, when you live in at that fast a pace, you have to slow things down. You have to slow things down. Otherwise, what I'm saying doesn't make any sense. You're like, the bitch has to fucking give the kid fucking, you know, bottled milk because, you know, she's having issues. It's, you know, the doctor said that she can't, it's dangerous for her. Okay, well, why'd you guys even have a fucking kid and bring a kid into this hellhole in the first place? Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? Like we're just constantly shucking our responsibilities. We're just constantly to ourselves, first of all. And then, you know, ultimately it goes down to the ones below us that we say we love and we care about, you know? So yeah, it's just, you know, it's a fucking joke, man. And it's a disgusting joke, and it's an in your face and, you know, like, ha ha ha, mocking you, you know, like the illusion of you're a good dad, you know, but in the back of your head and everybody's back of their mind, they know, wait a minute, that motherfucker's got a bunch of fucking problems, you know, he's made a bunch of wrong goddamn decisions. He's affecting things in a bunch of bad ways. And what we do is we just go, oh, well, everybody, that's just part of life. We all do that. And then we just go back on autopilot. And we go, well, I gotta go to work, you know, I'm too busy, can't talk about that. So do you understand what I'm saying? So like, then we give our attention, so we're complying to this abuse constantly, because instead of giving our attention and really sitting down and being honest with ourselves that how much abuse we're creating unintentionally, you know, unintentionally, but just because we started off wrong, we have already given our authority way to the system and this groupthink that approves of all this abuse, that they throw it in your face because they want you to keep on perpetuating. They don't, you know, they know people, they know when you sit there and think for yourself and start and deducting and start tearing this shit down and trying to figure this shit out, they know you're going to naturally come to the conclusion that, oh my God, we are in a toxic, sick environment with disgusting mob groupthink where anything can happen, right? So, you know, we just need to understand the impact of that. You know, and it comes down to responsibility. These cocksucking fucking dads out there sitting there going, well, I got my day. At least I get one day a year, you know, and they just settle for one day a year. No, if you're a dad every day of the fucking year. You better goddamn be, right? That's what should be excited, not fucking, you shouldn't be celebrating some piece of shit who's a dad one day a fucking year. What the fuck? And you're like, oh, well, I am raising my kids. I take care of my kids. Yeah, but motherfucker, you're putting them in compulsory schooling, bitch. How many kids do you have? How many of them are in compulsory state-mandated schooling? Even if they're fucking homeschooled, even if they go to a private school, a Christian school in the United States, all that shit has to be regulated by the fucking, you know, Department of Education, whatever material they're using. You know what I mean? So unless you are far off the grid and have figured out some way to get your children around that, and you don't have any exes that are like, you know, demons coming after you, and you don't have any fucking other crazy family members that are coming after you for doing shit like that and thinking outside the box and getting outside of their safety of their group thing, you know. So I'm talking to you. I'm talking to most fucking dads, man. I don't know any dads that are fucking raising kids outside the goddamn system in America. I don't know one. So we put our kids in these fucking compulsory... I mean, look, they fucking muzzled our kids for 2 years. Which one of you dads fucking stood up because you love your kid so much and said, you ain't fucking put a muzzle on my goddamn kid? Which one of you motherfuckers did that? Yeah, you don't even fucking know what love is. That's what I'm trying to say. How many of you cocksuckers don't even know what happens after you die, but you've indoctrinated your kids with all kinds of religion and groupthink and relying on the government and paying their taxes and giving unto Caesar and doing what they have to do to get through life? And I mean, come on, guys. How many boxes have you put your little child into and not allowed them to try to figure this shit out on their own? How much of your fear have you projected and portrayed? I'll tell you how much, every single bit of it, because your child has picked up on every single bit of it. So Father's Day should be a day for fathers to reflect on what the fuck they've been doing, not to build up their ego. I mean, who the fuck needs to build up their ego one day a year? 365 days and one day satisfies the ego for that particular character? What the fuck? It's a joke, guys. They are mocking you. They are mocking you. It's a fucking joke. So just think, because where you put your attention, they're saying, okay, here's Father's Day. You put your, you know, and then Dad, it can be like, oh, it's a joke, guys. It's a fucking joke, you know. And we go out there and we do all these things, and then, you know, oh man, it's so disgusting. And then, you know, these parents want to give their kids stuff and then give them great education. I mean, these parents actually live and slave themselves, and their kids see it. And their kids see it. They're fools because they don't see it, but their kids certainly fucking do. And they slave themselves into a system to... They go, because I gave my kid every opportunity, right? Fucking self-righteous cocksuckers, dude. No, they did not. They fucking held their kid back from the very beginning by fucking putting them in mandatory indoctrination centers and fucking mandatory injection of toxins and fucking mandatory groupthink and mandatory religion and mandatory this and mandatory that and mandatory whatever other fucking box you put your child into, of discipline and following the rules and listening and fucking gaining material and how important it is to get an education because you're not enough, right? right? That's what the whole fucking indoctrination center's about. They're telling your kid it's not enough, and then testing it constantly just to make sure that it's fucking keeping up with, okay, for 8 years old, okay, you're just barely enough for an 8-year-old. You might have to try being an 8-year-old again. We're going to hold you back and have you be an 8-year-old again. I mean, guys, and we perpetuate this abuse onto our kids. We let the state, guys, we are so fucking indoctrinated, hoodwinked, gaslit. We do it to ourselves. We have so much cognitive dissonance. It's time to wake up.